Hello, everyone and no one, and welcome to another Rotten Movie Reviews. Today we watched a movie that I was not expecting to go the way it did. Uh, Pleasantly and not pleasantly surprised at how it was for an action thriller. Uh, Everywhere else it is known as Tokarev, but for some odd reason on IMDb it is known as Rage. So I put it as Tokarev since that's what the title card actually says. But with me as always is Tyr Alexander. Tyr, how you doing?
I'm a little saddened by this one. This one was good, and I'm a little
Yeah,
sad.
this one was not 8mm fucked up, but it was close.
It was very close. Like this, it bordered. Like it was a few hands breath from being 8mm fucked up.
But then we also got Angela. Angela, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Weirdly enough, I did not have as hard a time with this movie as they did. I think I watched too many mafia movies coming up.
It was gonna have somebody whacked. I know
Here,
it.
can you please?
No, I mean
I
it's
don't know if you're like right up on your mic or what,
he
but you
goes
are really loud and you're at like half volume for me.
he goes back and forth on his mic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it just really hurts.
I mean, I have it at normal
Tyr
volume,
forgets the whole
Speaking
thing that
softly.
when he gets closer to the mic, he needs to quiet his voice a little bit, but instead he
I
keeps
did
his voice
speak
regular.
softly.
No, you didn't.
My bad.
Hey, we gotta let you know sometimes.
But as I was saying, I did not have as hard a time with this as the guys did. But like I said, I watched a lot of like movies and shows with old Italian mob and Irish mob
I'm
shit.
The way it was
So
going, I honestly thought this was gonna be more like a the second, or it's like a basically like different life choices of the main character, but like
Yeah.
alternate version of Death Wish 2.
Yes.
see, I saw those movies when I was a kid too. So this wasn't that hard for me.
It's not that it was hard, it's just the whole fact like I can see where it would mess with some people a bit. I'm at least
Yeah.
glad they didn't have the because to give a brief overview of the story for anyone who's unaware of like their little overview on IMDb is, when the daughter of a reformed criminal is kidnapped, he rounds up his old crew and seeks his own brand of justice. And because the daughter gets kidnapped, that whole thing, and luckily they didn't do like they did, like I said or like I was alluding to in the second Death Wish movie, to where the daughter is, well, I'm not gonna go with the way a lot of people do, of the essayed. She was raped.
Yeah, she was pretty brutally raped, if I remember correctly.
No, she wasn't brutally raped. The maid was pretty brutally raped.
Yeah, Morpheus really gave it to her.
Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah, he played one of the criminals in it.
He played one of the criminals in it. Jeff Goldblum killed his wife. And Lawrence Fishburne raped his nurse.
And that one would be sexually assaulted his daughter's mother, or his daughter's mouth. I think it was, or one of them. I can't remember. Because they sexually assaulted the daughter slightly as well.
See, I just remember that there was a pretty harsh rape scene in that movie. Like I said, I was little when I saw it, so.
Yeah, the second one that there was, it was the maid, and they took off with the daughter, but since she had the mental issues, she didn't fight like the maid did originally, trying to run away, and then trying to get on the phone. Where they came up and they hit her with the fucking crowbar.
Yeah.
Then there was the third movie to where they raped the one chick, or the one guy's Mexican guy's wife. Yeah, this one they didn't have a lot of that. Yeah. And what's up, Clown?
It was Marita Sirtis, and the fourth one they killed a guy's daughter, but that was a lot was the lie to get him to do it. And in the fifth one, they killed his fiance. No, yeah.
Okay, if we're going to the Death Wish movies, it's the third one is as a friend from the war. I think one was Vietnam. Fourth one, it starts with the his girlfriend's daughter ODs on drugs because the mother dies near the end of the film, and then the fifth movie is the whole thing of where his fiance goes to turn state's evidence even after getting fucked up by the one dude, to where
all right, this is how I remember all of those movies. Jeff Goldblum is in the first one. You have Lawrence Fishburne in the third one. You have the second one. The third one you have Marita Sirtis. In the fourth one you have Tim Russ, and then in the fifth one you have Freddie, the cross-dressing hitman. That's how I remember them all. That's how I know everything about those 5 movies. I remember them the exact same way. Jeff Goldblum, Lawrence Fishburne, Marita Sirtis, Tim Russ, and then Freddie, the cross-dressing hitman. And you got shit. I make you the head nigga in charge. This how you talk to me? Again,
yeah.
Sorry, that's how I remember those movies. And the Giggler is in the third one, which I find hilarious because he had the wieldy automag.
Yep.
My friend.
But going back to this one, really good movie. They actually set it up for how it was going to be with a little bit of a twist. So we'll get to that part a little later. And they didn't make any single person a Mary Sue. Basically, about everyone other than Chernoff got his ass kicked because Chernoff never had to deal with any of it.
Yeah,
but it had a freaking good cast.
Oh yeah.
The cast was excellent. It was great seeing Danny Glover in something.
Yeah, and because they had him in the Element. They've had him on a lot of times where he plays a cop. And he's not one of the main characters because he's played a villain before, and he's not a bad villain either.
But he is typecast as a cop.
Yeah.
Frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start Lethal Weapon for 4 movies.
I will say that one of the best things that I ever saw him in was Lonesome Dove, and he was not a cop in that.
I do like the fact that again he is sparsely used,
and
in the scenes where he is used, there's a more pressing reason. Like he does help drive the plot along. He isn't there for, hey, we got Danny Glover in the video here. Look at Danny Glover for a minute.
Well, they've also got Peter Stormare. And, they didn't overuse him either.
Well, he only had, 2 scenes?
You are correct.
Yeah.
He had 2 scenes. I was actually... Okay. He was actually the one that I thought was having machinations.
Yeah, he was the one. I honestly, in the beginning, I honestly thought that he was the one that decided to get back at him. And so, yeah.
And then Rachel Nicholas, who played his wife, I was really glad, we're going to start getting into some of the spoilers. She played the loving spouse and stepmother who was actually a good person.
Right.
Legitimately cared about her husband and her stepdaughter. And didn't have it to where it's she wanted her stepdaughter out of the way or something. No, she was just a legitimately good person, and she did damn good acting, in my opinion.
Yes, she did.
Actually, okay. I'm going to say everything that I thought was going to happen that wasn't what happened. At first, I thought it was going to be one of his friends was
Yep.
trying to restart the mob war between the Russians and the Irish.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought that Peter Stormare was actually trying to restart the mob war between the Russians and the Irish. And then I thought that his wife was actually like related to the guy that they killed that launched the original mob war between the Russians and the Irish.
Mm-hmm.
And she just wanted revenge on him, and that's why she was like pushing him to go after whoever did
The by any means
whoever.
necessary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was why she was pushing that. Um, and then it didn't turn out to be any of that, and I was so glad it wasn't any of that.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
a good subversion of expectations.
I'm going to still be. I really think he should have plugged that little motherfucker. Like,
Because like
honestly,
to give
No.
the whole spoiler of it, what it turns out is that the daughter and her two male friends, uh, she ends up showing him because he's a former criminal. Some of the stuff he'd had, and they were messing with with the guns, and for some god awful reason, he not only had ammo in the mags, the there was one in the gun. It's like in the chamber, and I want to say in all technicality with how they had the Tokarev set up, I'd have to relook into them because I want to say they're technically a single action only pistol. But he ends up turning around, accidentally shooting and killing the daughter, whom he did have a crush on. And so they go through it after, like, you go through the whole thing of the story of you're thinking that it's a home invasion that went back to, Cage's old days. It actually turns out because they were drinking, teenagers drinking and fucking around and got into that whole thing, went outside, actually killed the daughter. They hid her, then beat the shit out of each other after making it look like it was a home invasion.
Yeah, it was another kids playing with guns.
so
Storyline.
again, this entire the amount of people he killed
And yes, it is a
in
single
this
action.
movie, all because of that little his best friends are fucking dead.
Yep.
He killed one of his besties, thinking he was a traitor, and he lets the little motherfucker live.
And then,
Well, he knew by.
go ahead.
Okay. He knew by that point that he had fucked up badly enough that he himself was toast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he by the end he was going to be. I now that I think about it, I think letting him live with the guilt is even worse.
That's the whole thing of
exactly.
he gets the guilt of knowing that he killed his best friend, potentially the love of his life, and that so much blood happened because of him.
Yeah, I think that's also the same guilt Cage felt because again, here he is, an unsanctioned hit or robbery, and he started a war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he has the whole thing at the end of basically being like he dreams over the night and wishes he could go back and stop it, but
yeah, he has
can't
a
change the
confession.
past.
He does a Walt from Gran Torino, where he goes and he talks to the priest, and instead of the priest this time it's the wife.
Yeah.
Again, this still was a fucking good movie.
Better.
No, it was.
It was definitely way better than I expected. Like the whole lead up to it, they just go and fucking Michael McGrady goes and basically partially hangs a freaking junkie chick because he's trying to get information out of the other dude, the guy there, while Max Ryan, playing as Kane, he's holding him and whatnot. As they're going to leave, he's like, I can't believe I shot that rope on the first try. And he's just like, you've never done that before? Honestly, I thought she was going to take a 2-story header.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, Jesus. Like where I thought it was going, in my honest
He was
opinion,
just gonna let her die.
well, like if we're going where the
Well,
plot
yeah,
was
he
going,
was.
because we did have that. So I'm kind of going in a circle. Sorry. I thought Ron Goldman's character, Detective Hansen, Glover's right hand man in that one, I thought he was setting it up because he was
Yeah.
At one
part
point,
of the
I
Russian.
thought that was
That he was part of one of the things, or a family member, or something, or whatnot.
yeah. At one point, I thought that too, but then I was like, nah, this guy's too much of a rube.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to know who would they said they had a man on the inside. That's how they knew it was a Tokarev.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know who the man on the inside.
It's kind of better that you don't know.
You know, again,
Yeah.
it could have been Glover himself. That'd have been nice. It's just a thought, honestly, but still.
That wouldn't have gone with him telling him not to go after him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now that I think about it. Still.
Yeah, like just freaking a great thing. And then it was actually pretty cool for the flashback scenes. You had Nicolas Cage's son playing young him.
Hmm.
Nice.
Because then it was John Donnelly, who played young Kane, and it was Doherty. It was Amir Zandi who played young Danny.
Mm-hmm.
But like they had a good cast. I mean, some known people like Max Fowler, who played the boyfriend, like the kind of like could be boyfriend and whatnot, did well. Apparently, because like I'm trying to see what else he's been. Apparently, I guess he did some of the stuff in or did an episode of The Mandalorian. But he did a damn good thing, a damn good fucking acting for it. Like he portrayed in the first part of it that, you know, he wishes he would have done something to have the whole thing of, yeah, I lied and I'm, you know, living with this guilt. And the friend had the whole thing of just like, of, you know, Evan, which was played by Jack Falahi. It was just like, I'm done with this shit. Cause like he didn't do it.
Yeah.
He helped cover it up.
Which in itself is
Yeah.
a crime. But.
I still like I don't know if it's the guy who was beating the shit out of Kane at first, but they got an actor in here whose actual name is Michael Papajohn. Angela pointed that out to us.
Yeah, that's
I almost
that's
died.
I believe that's the leader of the yeah.
No,
Chernoff.
No, Chernoff is Pasha D. Lynchnikov.
Okay. Papa John played the guy with the tattoo on his neck.
That was right.
Oh, the guy that they killed.
Yeah.
He shot and they had to run around half the fucking planet to get.
No, the one that he ended up bashing his head in instead of.
And then shooting
the one where he had to run around. He ran up and down the
Yeah, because Danny shot him.
Yeah, he jumped over the fence. The old woman sitting right there looking at him as they're running down. He had to run across half the goddamn planet to catch.
Want to know one of the funny things? We'll go into some of the trivia of that, and I didn't really pay attention.
Shit.
And what's up, Mr. Scott? The
Scott.
Mustang that he was driving, they made to be very, very similar to the 67 that he drove in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Nice. Oh shit! There's only 3 mistakes in this movie.
Yeah, they didn't have too much for what a lot of stuff did.
Hold on. Continue to say in the very beginning. What?
You keep getting too close to your mic when you do that.
Sorry, I lean back to get comfortable. Y'all complain I don't.
Yeah,
loud enough. I lean forward.
It's about 3 inches. And you remember, you're having a normal conversation, like, because we also understand your voice peaks a little bit when you get excited, which it does.
Can't help it.
I know you.
I don't hear it,
and I'm really sorry.
At least you're not as bad as like it's one of the things that I have wanted to for after I heard Drunkle point it out that drives me insane. I know P Dog Knight is pretty prevalent for it. Nightwood Guns can have an issue with it when he does some streaming, and it's that whole thing where I go, I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that I hate
like
that too.
when P Dog does it, I just want to shake and be like, "You're better than this."
All right, let me read the continuity mistakes. Okay, in the very beginning, Nicolas Cage is picking up his daughter. You see him standing outside his black Cadillac as she walks up. As they drive away, we get an overhead view of the car driving away. If you look at the emblem on the trunk, you can see it's an infinity. The next time you see his car and throughout the rest of the film, it's a black Cadillac again.
Mm-hmm.
Nicolas Cage is sitting in the back of an SUV and announces to his colleagues who are sitting in the front that he can deal with this alone. You see him reach for the door to get out. Then the camera switches to an outside shot of him getting out of the vehicle, and the two front seats are now unoccupied. Factual error. When they torched the car on the docks, supposed to be about 15 years in the past, there is a U.S. Navy Independence class ship in the background, but the first of these was only launched in 2008, at least 9 years after the scene should supposed to be depicted.
Yeah, I mean there's some different errors as well. Like the building that he picks his daughter up at the beginning isn't actually. It's a school. It's a museum in Mobile, Alabama, because that's where it was filmed.
Yeah.
Mr. Scott, I actually would love to have a Mustang, but not a Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know for a Mustang. Some of them are cool.
I want a 64 Mustang.
I want a DeLorean.
Oh, and then a factual error they had. He said, I don't remember him saying that, but he says that when he killed a man at 17, he was the same age as Caitlin, but they're planning.
He was 16.
But yeah, they were playing her Sweet 16 party. So technically, she was 15.
Yeah.
I'm still in the whole thing when you're chasing after a freaking SUV in that, the SUV and you can see that there's a motorcycle with them. Why would you even bother chasing the motorcycle? It's a motorcycle. Fucking pit maneuver that bitch and run over it.
I want to know, are cop cars made of explodium?
One was.
That was the
one was it was it had a faulty shock disruptor on it, so as soon as it got tapped, explodium went off.
That is some high grade explodium. Like, it just turned into a fucking fireball. Was this car made of duct tape and tissue paper?
Pretty much.
Oh god! Like, I laugh when movies do that, when they have scenes like that, because it's fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm. I'll still say I like
if you need.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, your high speed chase doesn't need an explosion.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to blow shit up.
But there has to be at least one, or is it really an action movie?
I mean, they did explode the one car, the Lincoln.
I was kidding.
I just know I had the one thing when they were in the when Kane is using his 950 shotgun in the bar, or 590 shotgun, sorry, not 950. And he takes the ones off the side shell holder and is loading. I'm like, why the fuck wasn't that thing loaded already? Those are for your freaking refill.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they use a fucking Serbu Super Shorty. It is a shotgun I want, but I have absolutely no reason for it, because the thing only holds at most like maybe 3 shells, just because of how short it is. That's what Chernoff used to kill Peter's character.
Peter Stormare.
Yeah. And a few different characters.
Oh, that was a fun thing about this movie. There was a Russian character, and Peter Stormare was not playing him.
Yeah.
Yes, he was playing the Irish. He was playing the Mick. Come on. That's interesting.
I do like they
I
used to.
thought that was fun.
The what was I about to say? He was playing the Mick, and he was a legitimately trying to be a friend to Cage's character.
Mm-hmm.
I do let it go. I know where you've been at. I know where you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you let it go, let the cops do their job. And had he listened, none of this shit would happen.
Yeah.
And Peter Stormare would not have died knowing that the entire first Russian Irish mob war was actually Cage's fault.
Well, the three
I
friends'
don't
fault.
honestly. I don't think at that point. I don't think he cared. Like he was like, it was the past. I buried it. I buried
Yeah.
that rage deep because it's fucking pointless at this juncture. Getting mad won't fucking make anything. Won't do anything. And again, I think that came from a place like, look, I know I've been where you are. Like you don't
The
want to go
only
through with this.
the only ones whose story they was trying to get was Glover's story of like how his son, got hit because a driver had got or hit him because of a blind spot, and that whole thing. It's like in that moment, from everything we were aware of, because this is pre finding out the daughter's friend was a fucking retard, and I'm gonna keep saying it that way. And he's just like, he did have the thing. He's like, yeah, the difference is your kid's still alive, and it's like, no, it's like, yeah, it is that your kid's still alive. The other difference is because your kid was hit by it wasn't hit by a drunk driver, it wasn't hit by someone who had an issue with you. Your kid was hit by someone because of a blind spot.
Yeah, like and he said he realized that it could have happened to anybody. Like it wasn't like it was something malicious.
Clown, all you reminded me of for NWA taught us the police. Every time I hear that, all I can think of is back to the scene in Us when the one woman gets
Hey, call the police.
yeah, I can't remember what the freaking the freaking A or it's like their version of like Siri or Alexa was, but she's like, call the police, playing NWA, fuck the police.
Fuck the police. Fuck the police.
Well, that's
Us was
pretty
good.
cool, Mr. Scott.
I'll have to look
If
into
I
that. We
see it, I'll check it
bury the
out.
dead. Because I am a fan of freaking zombie movies. I mean, we still got a few
I
more
am
for
aware.
the freaking 2004. We got 3 more movies for the 2014s that have Nicolas Cage in them. We have Outcast, then we have Left Behind, then we have Dying of the Light.
It's going to be fun watching Left Behind with these guys, especially since it's the version of Left Behind that I actually absolutely detest. Hollywood should not have touched that movie.
Hollywood shouldn't have touched a lot of movies.
Well, it's Hollywood
But
shouldn't
they
have touched a lot of stories. Oh,
Yes.
apparently this one starred Daisy Ridley in it.
Really?
This one?
The We
Left
Bury Your
Behind?
Dead. We Bury Your Dead. Or We
Oh,
Bury the
okay.
Dead, like Mr.
I'm
Scott was
like
saying.
going.
Sorry.
I'm like going. We've talked about like 5 different movies in the last 10 seconds. I don't know which one we're talking about right now.
This particular one.
I will say
Yeah,
I
that
did
narrative
one of the
was-
things that did also endear this movie, Tokarev, to me was the fact that when the parents are leaving, the kids are watching the original Night of the Living Dead. I mean, either
Yes.
Night of the Living Dead would have been fine because they're both good movies.
With the remake out?
Yes, because this was 2014, and the remake was, I want to say, was early 90s.
I'm going to get you, Barbara. All right.
Yes, the Tony Todd one is 1990, but they were watching the
Yeah, I
original
thought so.
1968. Then there's Night
I
of the
know it
Living
was
Dead
like
3D that was done in 2000. And then apparently there
Oh,
was in 2015 Night of the Living Dead. And then I think there was a Zach Ward, Brittany Underwood Night of the Living Dead. There's a Night of the Living Dead 3D, the reanimation in 2012. Yeah, okay, so like the 3D one is a homage and a reimagining of the 1968 film. And apparently
I may have to watch this one myself.
the what fucking year? Dang it. You had There's another Night of the Living Dead that I don't know which year it was, but it was directed by Christopher Ray. But it's got a pretty unknown cast. It doesn't look too bad. Oh, it had Zach Ward in it. I know him from other stuff.
I think you said Zach Ward in reference to one of the movies you literally just mentioned.
Yeah, it was this one, but he's not one of the main characters. It showed him in there or something. He played the brother in the Titus TV show and was one of the Umbrella operatives in the second live action Resident Evil movie who ends up getting killed by the dogs.
Stop acting like a pussy.
Okay.
His father with Christopher Titus to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
His father would tell him, stop acting like a pussy.
Bet you never did that again.
He's a now I'm off to destroy your brother.
If you've never seen the old, oh god, I can't remember what it came out. Norman Rockwell was bleeding is actually pretty fun.
Yes,
Love Is Evil was pretty good. I haven't heard too much
Christopher
after
Titus
that.
is fucking hilarious.
He's kind of gone downhill, and he kind of has some TDS. Last I heard of him. And then apparently the guy Vori, which is actually a plural in Russian, the singular used to be vor, which supposedly literally translates as thief, but in criminal slang has a meaning of a criminal boss. And fucking tinnitus kicks in one ear.
Sorry, my friend.
It happens. But yeah, it was a fun movie.
It was really good. It was sad but good.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually at some points it was fun.
Oh, the action scenes were good.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like they didn't go over the top, rely too heavily on like ridiculous things for gunfighting. They, didn't try to make the gun. It's like the guns more powerful than they actually were.
So you did have the super splody cop cars, but
Yep.
they have
again. They made a 100% explodium. Again, that car was 150% explodium. That was the best grade of explodium you can find.
And the director for this, Paco Cabezas, he's done some good stuff that I know some people have liked, especially in the more recent thing. Like he did was the director for like 5 episodes of The Umbrella Academy, 2 episodes of Wednesday, apparently 4 episodes of Penny Dreadful. So I'll have to say, like, not bad. Spaniard directed it, and he did a good job, in my opinion. Then we got the writers of Jim Agnew and Sean Keller. Apparently, there was some goose where, like, in the, I can't remember exactly where it said, to where like you could see a bit of the boom mic.
I love when they do that. When you see like boom mic shit.
Well, it's in one of the
Which
darker
one I
things and
like?
whatnot. Apparently, there's also one where you can see part like either the entirety or part of a crew member.
Oh,
I mean, but you could play that could be played off as just
Hmm.
random extra standing by.
well, if you're lucky, or if you're lucky, it's the funeral scene, and since they're all dressed in black anyways, it doesn't really matter.
Side note, I honestly that little girl that sung, if that's actually her singing, she's pretty amazing.
Very good.
And it's
Yeah.
the camera like like for part of it when Paul's talking with Francis, the cemetery crew and camera equipment are visibly reflected in Paul's sunglasses in several shots.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's to be expected, but they could have done something to
Yeah.
get
And then it's when
that glare out.
Danny's trapped in the mobster's bar, uh, or as the mobsters enter, there's a shadow of a boom mic just above where Danny is
Oof.
when he's calling Paul, appraising the situation. And that's certainly a boom mic because it follows Danny's head movements.
Ah,
And I wasn't paying great attention, but apparently when the cinder block gets thrown out of the window, you can see the harness attached to the chick or to onto the woman, so it pulls her back. Because I'm like, that's a cinder block. They don't weigh a lot. It had knocked
I
her
mean, but it's
over.
done for effect.
Yeah, it's like it would have knocked her over, but would not have done all that.
Like,
And
yeah,
then
that still
I
was
will agree with
good.
the plot hole that it is a plot hole that an experienced criminal keeps a gun of an unknown origin in his own or in his home, even though it is linked to at least one crime and is in fact linked to others. He also keeps it loaded, and where his teenage daughter can easily access it, not even in a
That's
basic safe.
That
that's what I was saying about it being in the freaking closet loaded.
Mm,
But you would think, all right, so you would assume that he had that gun for since he was a kid, essentially a child, right? You know, up and coming mobster. He had a young child. I'm pretty sure he would have had that thing locked and put away,
Uh,
and
no,
unloaded.
he buried the shit. It just wasn't. You would think he would have had it unloaded, just because you don't
yeah.
leave a loaded weapon sitting in your
That or
house.
he would have taught his daughter better gun safety and she'd have just would never have shown him that.
Yeah, she
Exactly.
probably wouldn't know. Yeah, I think it would have been the latter. He
And
taught her gun safety because he
that
still had enemies.
that's what one would have thought, but like the way his character was, it would have made more sense for him to, since he went clean after the death of his wife to stage 4 breast cancer,
Mhm.
that he'd have tried to hide majority of his past away. So it would have actually made more sense to have some form of a safe in the closet to have that in, or have a uh
Safety deposit.
yeah, like a safety deposit box.
Are we boring you that badly, Mr. Scott?
No, he said that he likes
Because I
tacos up
like
there for a while.
tacos. I'm just. I think he was just waiting for somebody to comment on it, and I couldn't resist at this. I wasn't paying attention to chat, and then I was like, I should actually look in case brother said something. And then all of a sudden, I like tacos was sitting there. I'm just like,
Burrito, burrito. It's a band called Little Big, and it go taco 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 taco.
okay,
Burrito, burrito.
I'm gonna hurt you.
But that's the song.
I don't care.
I like to eat. I like to eat. Sorry.
It's gonna be a knuckle sandwich in a minute.
Man, and why you always abusive to me?
Well, stop being stupid.
Angel, why do you wanna hurt me?
Tyr, you should go listen to the Bloodhound Gang song, but why is everybody always picking on me?
Mm-mm-mm.
I still like for the whole thing between Chernoff and Francis when he's like, "What was so big that you had to drag me away from my nephew's football game?" And then he goes the whole thing. He's like, "Did you know when I was 19 years old, I was the #1 heavyweight champion in the Soviet Olympics boxing team? Did you know this?" And he's like, "No, I don't like sports, especially not Soviet sports."
Mhm.
Oy.
Yeah.
And like, I'll still say for the quote early on with the three friends when he's like, "This could get dirty. How deep do you want this to go?" When he says that, "How deep is hell?" Like, if it wouldn't have had that subversion and there would have been someone like someone of the crime aspect legitimately responsible, that'd have been a pretty dope freaking thing to like have that.
Yeah. And again, all he
Wow.
had to do was calm the fuck
Plus,
down.
they had the whole little thing of with what her paper was based on, what the friend did that was called the die is cast.
The dice cast. I honestly thought he was going to get information from the like the teacher. Like the whole point of him going there, I get that you want closure in a sense, and you want to at least have your daughter's work read by her teacher. But I wish like it had more relevance.
Yeah.
Like it would just, oh, he's going to talk to the teacher. You know,
Yeah.
oh, he's
Because
picking up her stuff.
they didn't really put enough emphasis of the whole thing for when he's going through everything and he finds it in there. Like, that would have made
Mhm.
more sense in a way for him to have seen that and had it all happen before the fighting started. Because he'd already
Yeah,
had some of the shit happen.
yeah, I agree. If he'd have done that, he'd have seen that, and it pushed him over the edge. Like he was thinking about, like, maybe I should just let this go. Maybe I should just walk away,
Mm-hmm.
calm down. And then he sees the die is cast, and he starts reading, and maybe see like a smudge of blood, I guess.
No, because
You
in
know.
that one again, it's like they didn't go into the study to where it was printed
Well, yeah.
Why do you, Tier? Why do you always have to just push for that little bit extra?
because
Cause
it's his way of saying he's a writer.
I'm sorry.
I'm giving you shit.
It, it's it's my way. Like it's small stuff. Even without being quote unquote right, my analytical mind would, like, that scene had to make sense for some reason. Like him going there, it just felt like filler.
Yeah, him going there did feel more like filler because that seems like something that would have been done before
Well,
the funeral or
it's more
shortly
like
after it. Sorry, go ahead, Angela.
it's more like one of the last non-violent things he did for his daughter.
Because like
Yeah,
that,
but at this,
the
good.
story to me, or it's like the him finding the homework would have made more sense like a day or two after the whole sitting there, and that before anything was actually done with the cops or with the friends, and then he still could have eventually had he brings it to the teacher or whatnot. But like it just seemed like they added it a little too late for where it should have been for its
Or this
effect.
is what you could.
Well, for its effect to be
Okay.
proper, because you had that, they were talking about it, and that's when she says, because he brings, "I want that paper done before your two buddies come over, otherwise you'll never finish it." And she brings up the whole, says the thing in Latin, and he says, "What? The die is cast. It's from Julius Caesar. That thing I've been working on for the past 6 weeks."
Would have been a little bit more interesting and would have played a little better connective tissue. All right, she gives it to him to proofread for her. You make sure that it's all good.
That, or
Like it's
just
already
said,
done.
hey, it's it's like the paper's been printed. It's in your it's in your study on the printer.
Yeah, like it's waiting for you to proof it for
Yeah.
me. And then then he turns it in. The teacher talks about how the other friend is acting weird, like he just jumpy and jittery. And he realized, holy shit, I never talked to the other friend.
Well, again, like I said, for that one of what you have from everything we're aware of, it's like after on the whole thing and they beat the shit out of each other, is the one friend probably taking out his aggression a bit more because of what he did, put his friend in the hospital. Because again, like it was said, one of them was sent to the hospital. So he's going after the one that it's like going to talk to the one because the other one is a friend, but isn't the one that was after his, had the love interest of his daughter.
Yeah, but it's still a lead he should have followed up on. Like he doesn't go. He goes to talk to the boy that was in love with her, but he doesn't go to talk to the other boy who might have heard or seen something. He presses the other one
Yeah.
like, would they smell like? Would they sound like? What do they look like? He presses them for this information, but he doesn't go press the other friend for this information. It makes no sense.
To you.
Well,
Well,
that was back to my one of my thoughts that
mhm.
was incorrect, being that the other boy was actually like somehow related to the Russian mob.
But you don't even get like again
As
the friend doesn't even come up till the end of the movie that you basically forgot about him.
uh that that was my point, is he never actually talked to him, and so maybe he is actually where the connection lies.
I mean, again, my whole point of view is he goes to press one friend, the one that was in love with her,
Yes,
but he
but
doesn't press the other.
because he goes to press the one friend because he wasn't the one who was in the hospital. You don't see the friend, you see the friend again when he's at the funeral. But at that time frame, they said they had to bring one to the hospital. So
Yeah,
was
but
more than likely had the shit kicked out of him enough that he wouldn't have been able to give anything anyways.
that's still something that you were like, maybe I need to talk to him too.
Uh, here we've
Again,
already established.
See, this is one of the things, Chad, I would say a little bit is you blame it on the analytical mind and the whole thing, but you also aren't looking at the whole fact of having the anger in there, the grief in there, to where he's not thinking 100% straight.
and that's why I say it should have been he gives the paper to the teacher. She mentions that he's been jumpy since it happened, and holy shit, maybe I should talk to the kid.
Okay, and that's the fourth time we've heard that one. So, what's the next aspect of the movie?
I mean, granted, I like it. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't like it. The whole water cooler talk.
I
Like,
just think for that one, he wasn't seen to be as one of the bigger characters because of what was told. Because pretty much it even gets implied that it sounded like the one friend, Evan, had drank more,
mhm.
is what they were implying. So he was more inebriated and unable to react and just got this shit straight kicked out of him.
Oh, excuse me.
So it was that whole thing. And it would make, honestly, the whole thing of him going to the teacher was pretty irrelevant and whatnot. It
Yeah.
seemed more like a bit of a filler scene. They're like, oh, we got to pad the time on this a little bit.
I think that's pretty much what it was.
Because since we didn't have the teacher before and anything else, it would make less sense for her to say something about the one friend.
Yeah. Filler scene.
Mhm.
If you want to do that, have more explodium.
Blow up the school?
No, I just said have more explodium.
I
Like right,
mm,
something randomly explodes.
That or have him beating
never
the shit,
mind.
torturing more the mobsters a little bit more, so you get to see how they don't get the information, or how they try to get the
Yes,
information and they don't get what they're trying for.
or set up the other friend as a fuck up. Like they don't set him up as this undependable guy.
Which
Like
one? Are we talking about the girl's friend or are we talking about
I'm talking about his
Cage's
best friend,
friend?
His two, her,
Cage's friend.
the, oh, Polly.
They did set him up as an absolute fuck up. In fact, they turned around and had the scene where he turned around and told him, none of your cocaine parties and shit like that.
No, he
They,
was talking.
Yeah, because that's when he
He
says
was
flat out, because Polly, he goes, Polly, I've always been loyal. And he's like, you've always been an idiot
no. All right, so Kate in that scene, Cage is talking to Kane
to
and
Danny.
telling and sorry, Danny, and what call is beside him, and he's the one to tell him like your bouncer sells his bouncer sells drugs. Your bouncer sells drugs, and that's when he told him no cocaine parties.
No, on that one, he
He,
was talking about, I was actually beat the shit out of the freaking one dudes in there. And the
no,
one
it
guy,
was
yes, because he brought up the cocaine parties when they went and killed and beat the shit out of the one dudes. And Nick Cage is using the knife, and Kane shoots the one guy because he goes for the gun. When they talk about the guy at the doorman, they said he's a meth head.
I'm talking about I'm thinking about the
no.
opening scene where they're
Yes,
talking about
and
the
that
Sweet
and they
16
they
party.
talk about that whole thing. He does not bring up a cocaine party. He talks about the doorman being a meth head.
He talks about the doorman selling drugs.
Yeah, and being a meth head.
Yes, but he's
That
talking to the
isn't
bar owner.
that is
But he doesn't. And then they
in
bring.
that scene. I'm talking about a completely different scene, Tier.
Well, when they bring up cocaine parties, that's later on.
And he's
Uh,
talking to the other guy,
Yeah,
Danny.
I must have missed that scene then.
yeah, because it's after the whole thing. Like I said, where they go through and Cage is like flipping the knife around. And he cuts the one dude's arm a couple times, and when the one dude
Yeah,
goes for the Makarov pistol, Kane shoots him twice in the chest with a Beretta. And as they're sitting there, and Danny's throwing the 8 ball on the pool table, that's when he's like, he's like, none of your cocaine parties.
I mean, I seen the part where he shoots him. I must not have heard that. I must have been switching from my phone.
Yeah, because he's
to
like
my phone at that
basically
point.
that's because Danny keeps telling him to relax.
But I remember him like cutting the guy's arm.
Yeah.
Like he
It's the
like slashing
like I
his
said,
arm.
it's the aftermath to where Cage is sitting on the pool table, and the three of them are discussing because they're like, the heat is going to be on after this. Are you ready? And they had the whole thing with Danny, like, Danny, are you ready? We've seen how you are with your cocaine parties. You're not like.
Okay, I must have missed that. I will admit to that one. It must have been when I was transferring from the computer to my phone.
Yeah, 'cause the biggest thing I remember, like I said, when you brought up the doorman, was like a meth head. Because that was after, like, what about the booze? And he's like, there won't be anything here. And then before the end, he's just like, kind of bringing up, like, we're doing this shit to try to keep it out of these kids' hands, but we've been doing this shit since we were their age.
Yeah, we were kids. We used to do this shit when we were kids. And they had the whole talk about how they had the same girl. They were fucking the same girl.
Well,
The
how
same honey.
Danny and Kane did.
Well, yeah. So again, it must have been when I was transferring from my phone to my computer to my phone.
Well, it'll be one of those things that you'll be able to watch it again at some point and look for a little more of it. Because this is definitely something you could rewatch.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
this is an 8mm where I need
this was one of the ones to where it's like, unfortunately, unless you're good with spoilers type thing, you probably shouldn't listen to us. And that, because we did ruin the whole thing. Like, not Fight Club ruin, like Rosie O'Donnell tried to do.
But this is a 20. This is what a 10-year-old movie,
11.
12-year-old movie.
Almost 12-year-old movie.
If you haven't seen it now and you don't want spoilers,
That or just if you're of age and you do drink, just get really drunk after this and stop paying attention. Or if you're like a
have
lot
your
of other
first
people,
beer and your last.
get high. Don't go anywhere. Don't operate a motor vehicle while being inebriated under the influence of anything. Other than
We cannot condone any operation of any motor vehicle while drunk
unless you're just high
Or
on
high.
life.
or high.
That's why I said under the influence of anything. Because that would even include prescription painkills. Pain pills, not painkills.
Painkills.
Oh man,
Pain
I
kills.
got
It
them
does.
Oxycontin painkills, bro.
I need to remember to take my painkills after this.
I mean, honestly, that sounds like that honestly sounds like a medicine. Get your painkills today.
Sounds like some slang.
Yo, I got those painkills, man. Come on now, they hot and fresh.
Nah, that wouldn't be like, yo, man, let me get 3 painkills. How much that gonna run me? $50. $50? It's 35 last time. It ain't last time.
Yeah, it was last time. Mhm.
Price went up. I did like how for this one though, they, even though it was supposed to be more of the Irish mafia, they didn't go hard into the accent for it. And everyone they got to play for the Russian mafia was definitely believable as being Russian mafia.
I mean, Pierce Thurman still spoke like he normally does.
Yeah.
It's just me. I know it's just me, but I can never hear him speak normally after watching him in Armageddon. He will always sound like a Russian cosmonaut. I can't help it. Even when he was playing Satan, all I heard was the Russian accent. Like I cannot hear him in any other voice now.
I was actually quite impressed that he didn't sound Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do. He does play other characters very well.
Oh, he did a freaking great freaking Lucifer.
Yeah,
So
and
he
Constantine.
was, in my opinion, the second best Lucifer on the big screen. The
All right,
first
I gotta
best
ask.
being Viggo Mortensen in Prophecy.
I'm trying to remember if I've seen that one. Sounds so familiar.
Yeah, two houses, one hell too many.
Yep.
Vigo, I'm going to say the best devil will. You know, I can't stand him now. Al Pacino and Devil's Advocate. Like I like that. I like that.
Was
liked
it the
him in that one.
1979 or was it The Prophecy from 1995?
1995.
Okay, so the Christopher Walken.
Yes.
Yeah. He was good in that too.
Yep.
And Christopher Walken is just, oh yeah, Viggo Mortensen. I have to look this one up.
It's actually, I really, really like that movie. It's pretty intense, though. There are some scenes that are just kind of rough.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I can believe it. That's just the way some of the things go for some things. Like I still at one point, because of having this conversation with my parents, and it was funny because they knew of the first movie. My dad knew of both my parents knew of the first movie. My dad knew of the second movie, didn't know it was any more after that, and it's the movie series Phantasm. And I want to say there's actually like 5 of those movies.
I was not a big. I was actually quite disappointed by the Phantasm movies.
No,
well, they started in the freaking early 70s or late 70s.
I know.
Yeah, Angus Grimm. The floating orb of death.
Honestly, every time I try to the watch Phantasm, I fall asleep.
Because it is a science fiction horror movie that kind of makes no fucking sense.
Well, the reason why it hit my dad the way it did, like my mom's just not good with majority of horror movies. Like she had bad dreams from the first Jurassic Park, which isn't even a horror movie.
Duh! Sorry.
So she's not always good. Well, she had a dream to where the Tyrannosaurus is looking its eye through the window, and apparently she was in her sleep telling my dad to call her firing at the biggest fucking gun he had.
Okay.
I'm not laughing at your mom, but that is kind of fucking funny.
Oh, she laughs at it as well. My dad told me the story. He's told me this one a couple times, and I always forget. But for Phantasm, when he watched it, he had just gotten back home from hunting, and so this was when it was still pretty early on that whole thing. He was still with his living with his parents and whatnot. And he was cleaning one of his shotgun because he was out rabbit hunting, and it was a 410. And Phantasm comes on after he'd finished cleaning. So he's like, oh, okay, I'll sit and watch this while everyone else is gone in that. And when the orb goes flying across the screen and whatnot, the light in the living room he was sitting in went out.
Mm.
So that one,
Okay,
it,
that's not the,
it was the not the movie itself, it was the conditioning for it. So he goes flat out. He goes, as I'm sitting there watching it, basically I loaded my 410 and I sat there until the fucking movie was over.
that's
Again,
exactly what I was gonna say though. That's not the movie scared him. That's the
Yeah.
circumstances around watching the movie scared him, and that makes sense.
Yes.
Cause every time I've I've watched The Ring 3 times.
Mhm.
Every single time somebody freaking called me as the movie ended. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm not watching this movie anymore.
I still just
again,
give
I'm
props for
not
the
laughing at
Phantasm
you.
series. The fact that the guy who they had played the villain in it was in all 5 movies.
He was
Yeah.
fucking. That man is huge. Like he's like what 6 feet something.
Something.
Like Angus Scrim is huge.
And what's really funny is like majority of men who typically play villains in that whole thing from everything I'm aware of, like he's actually a really nice guy. Like super kind,
He-
super polite. Just he
Mhm.
can play one hell of a villain.
That's another guy that got typecast as a villain.
Well, apparently he was also one of the fathers in his father Shellnut and John dies at the end.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Apparently 2024 he was oh, he plays Azazel in Winston in The Devil's Disciples.
Nice.
Oh, he's
Ish.
in 2000. Wow, he didn't do much. He didn't, like that was the last one he's done so far cuz I don't know how he was in that one considering he passed in 2016.
It could be so it could be that they never released
Yeah.
it. They released it after his death. Because in Cocaine Bear, you have Ray Liotta, and Ray Liotta had died previously, like a
Yeah.
year,
I
like
mean, he
two
had
years
some
ago.
movies that came out after that. They could have also used footage that had him in it.
Yeah,
So they still wanted to give him credit.
it's like there was a movie called fuck
That sounds like a great movie.
it was a movie with it was a movie with Daryl Hannah in it, but she wasn't popular when it was first created, so they decided to
Blade
shelve it.
Runner?
No, not Blade Runner. It was a horror movie with Daryl Hannah, and I was
Attack of the
looking to
50-Foot Woman?
no. Wait a minute, not Blade Runner. The Final Terror, and it had been made before she was famous.
Mm.
It was just after Clan of the Cave Bear came out, and she was famous from that movie, so they released it. The Final Terror, and like
Okay.
she isn't a major player, but she is in the movie, so they tried to capitalize off of that fame.
Oh, you mean like changing the name of Sylvester Stallone's porno
Yeah.
after Rocky came out?
Or the whole
Yeah,
fact of like when oh God, what was it? Cabin in the Woods, um, when it came out was just shortly after uh crap. Thor.
yeah,
The guy who plays him was getting really big, so they put him up, made him bigger on the cover.
yeah. That's just how they do. Like
Mhm.
if they so some movies they don't believe what you see, they'll shelve it because it's a tax write off, and then you see, holy shit, this actress that just became famous. Let's see if we can capitalize on that fame while it's still hot, and they'll throw out the movie. It's already made. You don't have to reshoot anything,
And I'll still
and
say,
they'll play up that their they'll
oh,
play up
good.
they'll play up the actress,
Or actor,
that the person or actor that's famous on the poster. They're like, oh, it's their movie.
Like Drew
The
Barrymore and
Guyver.
Scream.
Yeah, remember the Guyver?
yeah, the Guyver. So with Mark Hamill, they put him more on it because he'd gotten a bit more famous from being in
Yep.
Star Wars.
NCIS.
Yeah, and he's
Oh,
not the
Mark
main character.
Hamill,
Not
not Mark.
not Mark Harmon, Mark Hamill.
Mark Harmon.
Yeah. So again, you look at the poster for the Guyver. It prominently displays Mark Hamill.
Yeah, well, Drew Barrymore was a subversion of expectations. That was purposely done
Yeah.
because she was big at the time, and everyone basically knows the whole thing to where, uh, I can't remember the dude's name.
Wes Craven.
Wes Craven, yeah, was taught like contact like because them in the casting contacted her about it, and she's like, I don't want to be another final girl or whatnot. So like, oh, we kill you off right in the beginning, throw everyone off, and she's just like, I'm down. Sign me up. This is great.
I mean, it really subverted. I will admit that did subvert
Yeah.
expectations because again, she was a bigger draw,
Mhm.
and you would think that they would hold that draw, you know, and then they kill her.
Well, that's like in I Know What You Did Last Summer, having everything Sarah Michelle Gellar did and still, die to leave what's her name alive as the final girl.
Yeah, like all right,
Well, you knew Sarah Michelle Gellar was going to die in I Know What You Did Last Summer because she just was not playing
They didn't have
somebody who was going to live.
they didn't have
if
her
you
set up
if
to
you
be the final girl type thing.
if you excuse me, if you check side chat, you'll see the movie poster, and Mark Hamill's name is prominently displayed.
Oh yeah, for
Okay.
the Guyver, because I know that one.
I didn't believe you at all to your I hate.
No, I wasn't trying to say it like that. I was just showing.
I'm just messing.
Oh, I mean, we could definitely watch that movie. That's one of my. I watched that one in the sequel yearly because
I've never seen it.
It
Really?
is. It is okay. It is a movie based off an anime that has had two different animes. That was obviously based off a manga that I'm still trying to make my way through, and I just haven't been because it can be a little bit rough. It's actually one of the like earlier things that's had. Oh God, it's the Now I'm trying to think. It was. It's done the whole thing to where it was the inspiration for a lot of other stuff.
Okay, just really quick. It can be rough as in the content is rough or just it's difficult to read.
Some of it just some of the spots in it drag on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just difficult to read.
Yeah.
Like the first movie was rated PG 13 if I'm not mistaken, and it had Jimmy Walker in it as a rapping
Yeah.
Zoonoid. And in the
because
in the,
you act like
what?
I know what that means, given that I have never even heard of
to give a
this
little
before.
overview of it in this whole thing, what it is to kind of spoil their whole thing on it. especially when you learn it in the thing. But you find out that there are people that can change into monsters, and that's basically where
Yeah,
all the
pretty
old
much, yeah.
legends of like werewolves, vampires, and everything comes from.
Okay.
And because of the way they are, they can actually change back and forth at will.
And that's what that word that Tier just said
Yes,
means.
zonoid.
Yeah,
Okay.
Zonoid. And
And
Jimmy Walker
if we
is a
decide we
raccoon.
go in to watch that whole thing, we're gonna have to watch them both because I love both movies, even though they're ridiculous and god awful compared to the anime because of what they changed.
Yeah.
But they were what actually got me into it, so they still hold a special place in my heart. But I am probably gonna go into complete freaking Guyver lore for like 10 minutes at least.
Okay.
I don't. I love watching it. I don't mind.
I mean, we'll save that for a palate cleanser because it's such a dumb fun movie.
Yeah.
And I can promise you we're going to run into some Nicolas Cages where we need a palate cleanser
Yeah.
going forward. Hell, we've got the shitty Left Behind coming up.
Yeah.
Woo.
Well, next will be Outcast, which is the a mysterious warrior teams up with the daughter and son of a deposed Chinese emperor to defeat their cruel brother who seeks their deaths. It's gonna get weird.
Hayden Christensen as Jacob. Okay. All right. This is
In
going to be
what?
an interesting one.
In that
Yeah,
Guyver
Outcast.
movie?
No, Outcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Hayden Christian had some more stuff other than just Anakin Skywalker. I've actually
Well,
heard
Hayden
decent
Christian-
things as of Jumper. He's not a bad actor. It's just because of what happened in Star Wars, he kind of got fucked over.
He got shafted. His
I-
career never recovered.
I
recovered.
liked.
Good.
But
Okay. I liked the prequels after the first one. What the hell's the first one?
Attack of the Clones.
No,
No.
the first one.
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace.
Thank you. I liked the prequels after Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace was just shit.
Yeah. But it's the whole thing of it because of the way it was directed and what they'd do. Like there was a lot of stuff that got memed into it, and because of that, he did get made fun of. So it is an unfortunate thing of like what kids do to other kids. Like
Yeah.
I'm not hating on the kid. The kid did what he was supposed to do. His acting wasn't god awful at
I
all.
was gonna say the kid's acting was great given the script he was given.
Yeah, and the direction direction he was given as well. Like he did the best he could, and they did good for the action. So I'm not knocking on him.
I'm just like any issues I had with the Phantom Menace had nothing to do with that kid
Mhm.
or really any of the actors. It was just George Lucas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Look, all right. I can explain it really quickly.
Oh,
why
dope! He
I
was
have
actually
this
the
with that.
paperboy in the Mouth of Madness.
Nice.
Hayden Christian?
Force Run.
Yeah.
Force Run is why I hate that movie. It makes no fucking sense. You show this power in the beginning, right?
Mhm.
Them using Force Run to go at super speeds. The one time in the end, it's called a Cherenkov's gun. If you show the gun in the first
Chekhov's
gun.
Chekhov, sorry, my bad. Chekhov's gun. You show the gun in the first act. By the third, it should have fired.
Yeah.
You show this power in the first act. By the end, you should have used it, but it doesn't.
The bigger problem with that one was that is there was already established of how they were. So adding all these extra powers and abilities into the prequels just kind of, well, then why weren't you trying to use those in the original movies? It makes a lot less sense. And it's just that whole thing of like, if we're going to be honest in it, it's because since the prequels were made after that whole thing, those things for Obi-Wan and even Vader would not have been lost. They just wouldn't have been taught to Luke because he didn't know
And
that
that's
whole
what I was
thing.
about to say.
And that,
Like,
but it's the whole thing of it's a bad habit of film directors, especially in a franchise where they think they have to keep upping the ante each film. And when you go
Also,
back to a prequel, that makes it worse.
also a point of information. Uh, not all Force users have the same
True.
abilities. So,
well, I was about to say Luke is essentially a DEY Jedi. Everything he gets a basic tutorial in use of lightsaber. Then he gets shipped off to Dagobah, where Yoda gives him a basic lesson in force manipulation. And then he goes fights Vader. And then he goes back after he gets his arm and gets a pep talk because Yoda's dead. So now he doesn't know how.
I mean,
I'm
he
assuming
gets a train montage.
he gets a
DEY
montage.
or DIY?
DIY.
DIY. Sorry, my bad.
Do it yourself.
Okay, I was going, what the heck? That's what I thought, but I was like going, that's
You're having a little bit of a problem with enunciating occasionally. We
no,
all
that
do.
was
We
just
all do.
me trying to make. That was just me trying to make sure that I understood what you were saying, Tyr.
But again,
Angela's sitting here like, DEI, that shit didn't exist back then. Scribe wasn't making data excellences on it.
he got he got a Jedi GED. In theory, he's not even a fucking knight.
I was looking at DEY. What is a day Jedi? What?
A do-it-yourself Jedi.
DIY. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But he's essentially he didn't have the same formal training as the other Jedis. So again, he wouldn't know half the shit they know.
Yeah, that's basically. Oh, that's why I said though it wouldn't have been left to. It's like you still could have plausibly seen those powers or powers like that, since I want to say they showed it with freaking Obi-Wan before, anyways. So it'd have been that whole thing of like, okay, you're showing Obi-Wan doing that, but then he doesn't do that against Vader.
Yeah.
When again, being the old, like going with that whole thing of like, what Mitch would say, it's like him being the old master, something like that would be used as a way to help him defend. But we're getting way into things like that's like I said, that's that whole thing.
We're basically looking ahead because we've already had our fun with this one.
We're 2020 we're backseat quarterbacking.
It was good. It was a good movie.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
If you like mob movies, if you like cautionary tales about making sure your weapons are put away and emptied,
especially as a parent, or have taught your kids properly.
Correct. It's like there are weapons in this house. You should know how to. You should know basic weapon safety.
Because that goes back to a video I saw where it's a black man. He brings up the whole thing of like, he asked the guy, because the guy's like, what would you do about weapons? It's like locking up your firearms in the house. And he brings up the whole thing of like, what age do you start teaching your kids firearm safety? And he goes, my kid was taught young, so I could leave a loaded gun on the counter and my child knows not to mess with it. Now, for someone like him being a criminal, again, being that whole thing of a criminal background, it would have made more sense for him to have, especially knowing what, that he had taken it from crime to, that's evidence, and it probably should be put in a better place than in a fucking toolbox.
Yeah.
Especially a toolbox that's not fucking locked.
Like, what he should have done was gotten fucking rid of it. It's evidence. It could be used decades later to if they were going to reopen the case, and bam, you're it.
It was most likely his reminder of why he went legit.
Well, no, his daughter was why he went legit.
Yeah, his reminder
guilt over
causing
a freaking mob war is what made him go legit.
No, his wife
had a daughter as a result of meeting his wife.
Yeah. And after she died of stage 4 breast cancer, it's like he says to the kid, he's like, I made a promise that there would always be a parent there for her.
And that's why he goes legit.
And the
It's not
reminder
because of the gun.
and the reminder of the life he led was his knife. That's why it hung
That's
right where it's like right in his closet by the rest of his clothes. It was the reminder of what he was and what not to go back to.
Hmm.
well, yeah. What I'm
Right.
saying is it's a reminder of what happened because of his
Mhm.
old way of life.
Otherwise, I'll still say pretty good movie. I'm not a knife specialist, so I couldn't tell you how realistic the knife fighting was. It didn't look like they went too over the top, which was nice. I like that the fighting was pretty basic and not overly
Pretty
done
tame.
like they've done in a lot of movies. It's one of the things
Uh,
I know a lot of people like to talk shit about John Wick for the reasons. Some of them valid,
apparently,
but the biggest thing for John Wick was the whole fact that like so much of his actual fighting was very very basic combat oriented stuff that is the backbone of all the other martial arts that he does.
I was gonna say apparently it was at least mildly legit knife fighting uh format. Whatever word you just said that I don't remember what you said. Um
Herb.
but cuz Mr. Scott was saying when we were watching the movie that he had seen
That knife
uh
before.
one of the techniques done in a previous movie. He just couldn't remember which movie it was in.
Oh yeah.
So most likely it was an actual like my brain keeps wanting to say format and that isn't correct.
Choreography.
Style.
Yeah.
And because
Um
all fighting's done via choreography. That's the way it works for that whole thing to make sure they're less likely to get hurt.
well yeah,
And
during the movie, but I'm talking they use this thing
Style.
that thank you. We'll go with style. That's not the word that I want, but it means the same thing. So, it's fine.
Yeah. It's like
Fighting
martial arts style.
yes, thank you. Uh particular martial arts style of knife combat they use in order to map out the choreography
mhm.
in any given movie. So, apparently they had a pretty legit fight choreographer for this
I do.
movie. My brain does not want to words through my mouth today.
Been there, usually daily.
Been there. Still there. Going to be
Yeah,
there for a
that's why I
while.
said like for fights like that, especially when you look at the fact all of these guys are older individuals too, in this whole thing. Again, it falls in that whole thing. It wouldn't make sense of them doing all these really flashy moves. Like, yeah, Cage is going to have some of the flashy moves because of using a knife. Because you notice for so many of the things, he wasn't just going stab, stab, stab. He was hitting him with the butt of of the knife.
Yeah. Because he was a knife fight. Like he told, like I don't fucking know guns.
No,
I was using a
he
knife.
says he likes knives because he likes a quiet life because they're okay. Crap,
Yeah.
I screwed up what it was. Go back over to this one. Go to Rage and scroll down to quotes.
I don't fucking do that.
And he goes, "How can someone like you?" Because Kane asks him, "How someone like you got as far as you did in that organization without knowing guns?" And he says, "Lives are quiet like knives."
Hmm.
But you gotta say it's like when they go that whole thing is like he's a knife guy. They don't run out of bullets.
And easier to hide too.
Now all I can think of is the oh gosh darn it. Ben and the Bullets, or it's like Curving the Bullets movie.
Wanted.
Wanted.
Yeah. Oh.
Knives, culo, they don't run out of bullets. They're easy to hide and really good for when you need to get up close and personal. It is such another bad interpretation of what the comic actually was. I mean, it is a
It's because
dumb popcorn flick.
it's because they use the superficial elements and they don't take in the essence.
Yeah, because well, for that movie, what it was supposed to be based off is the comic, to where the comic is that the supervillains had won. So Wesley goes a lot worse into what he actually did in the movie. Like, he is not a good person because obviously he's a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Not next week. In 2 weeks we watched the movie Outcast, to where it looks like the mysterious warriors are Templar or War Templar.
Didn't we already do a Templar movie?
Yeah, because I got a thing of Hayden Christensen where he's got the red tunic with the white cross on it.
Templar movie? You mean
Crusader?
National Treasure?
No, Crusader. The one where they were carrying the witch, Season of the Witch, or Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah, Season of the Witch.
They were making sure. When they were getting the witch to the abbey.
Okay.
Because it was trying to destroy all the spells that could actually bring it, stop it. Because it wasn't actually a witch; it was an actual demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost won. It almost won.
Forgot that was a Nicolas Cage movie. Was that a Nicolas Cage movie?
Yeah,
Yep.
Nicolas Cage and Ron Perlman.
There's also a I think it's The Last Witch Hunter or whatnot that had Vin Diesel in it.
But I think that's a modern movie.
Yeah.
Like they're in the modern times.
Okay. I will take your word on that one, because I'm like, I'll admit, some of these Nicolas Cage movies are just kind of running together.
Kind of blend together.
Yeah.
Like, some of them stand out. Not always the fun ones.
Like Bury Your Dead stood out. 8mm obviously stood out.
Bring Out
the Dead.
8mm Bring Out the Dead, because I be banging.
Mm-hmm.
That was because it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I was talking about 8mm. You understood where I was going, Tier, when you said 8mm.
Yeah.
The Family Man was better than I expected. So
that
was the one where,
that was really good.
I wanted to watch that for Christmas this year, but
because that's like the one where he was the reporter was better than expected as well.
One where he was a reporter. I can't remember that one. Fucking Garden Test was amazing.
Garden Test was actually really fun.
I had seen Garden Test when I was a kid.
The Weatherman. That was the one.
The Weatherman was good too.
The Weatherman was good with the bow. I mean,
get in the goddamn chair.
Obviously, you had they had The Rock, Con Air, Face Off, and that he has Red Rock West was a surprisingly, and even Sandily was surprisingly much better than I was expecting.
I could have done Wild Cage ass or Judd Reinhold ass. So
yeah, but the movie wasn't bad.
Yeah, the movie wasn't bad, but
it's like watching The Color of Night. Yeah, you get stuck with Full Frontal of Bruce Willis, but it's a good movie.
I liked honestly, Joe, as bad as that movie is, I liked it.
It's not that it's a bad movie.
It was not a bad movie. I just cannot ever watch it again.
It's the whole thing of because of some of the way the characters were done, or it's like Nation to the characters are the content of specific characters and how well they played it made it
Yeah.
a bit harder to watch because you can understand it more. It seems very realistic.
Let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase. Not bad as in unwatchable. It was just almost, again, another one that was almost very close to becoming 8mm for me. Like, I can watch that again because even some of the darker parts, the story kind of gives a happy ending, so it lifts that movie up a little. But with 8mm, I need a shower, and I can only watch that at least one more time this year.
I can't watch Joe again. I could watch 8mm again before I could watch Joe again, and I can't watch 8mm. I won't watch 8mm again. 3 times is enough for a whole lifetime.
I'll tell you which one I could easily watch again. It was way better than I was expecting. Wind Talkers. That was a
that
good
was
movie.
really good.
Yes, Wind Talkers was
That was a really good movie.
And I plan to always have us on Never Watch Alone. Sorry for bringing it up. Watch Wind Talkers on at least the week of Cold Talker Day.
Next was actually pretty good. Like, he has such a plethora of good movies, but then you get ones like Birdie.
Birdie was weird.
Wasn't bad. Birdie was just an art film.
Yeah.
What was the one before where he was the asshole? I forgot what the one where he was just the asshole.
What, Racing with the Moon?
Yeah.
And then Valley Girl, the word's pretty much just a music video.
Yeah.
Say Valley Girl wasn't bad. It was just a music video.
Yeah. Peggy Sue Got Married was better than I expected.
Raising Arizona was fucking hilarious.
That's a staple classic for Cage, though. Wild at Heart was weird.
I still fucking hate you for that, Angela.
Was good.
What
we just don't talk about Time to Kill.
Yes. Firebirds was a good one.
Firebirds was fun. Like, he has a bunch of them.
Oh,
and then you have like Amos and Andrew that was just mediocre. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great.
Honeymoon in Vegas was hilarious.
Amos and Andrew was a fun movie. I thought that movie was hilarious.
But I gotta get the. When's your flight? In 2 months. Come on.
The freaking FBI. Oh God, I'm trying to remember. Hostage negotiator. I can be tough.
No.
He's sitting there on the phone, like talking to no one, just pouring out his life story.
What's another one? Trapped in Paradise was a good one.
Trapped in Paradise was okay. Kiss of Death was good.
Yeah, but he didn't have a long death scene for fucking Michael Rappaport. It's all good.
I don't even hate Michael Rappaport, but like the character he played was just so well to be hated.
Yeah, Snake Eyes was pretty good.
Snake Eyes was a fun one.
Face Off was a classic. Con Air is a classic. The Rock's a classic.
City of Angels was better than I expected.
Yes.
Obviously, we have
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Also, obviously, there's the Captain Corelli's mandolin.
No, I love Captain Corelli's mandolin.
It's Admiral Zornelli's Mandragora.
Mandragora's mandrake fruit, you dork.
Adaptation was just weird. It wasn't bad. It was just weird. Where he's the screenwriter and he plays both brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
We had Meryl Streep, freaking Tilda Swinton, Chris Cooper.
Matchstick Men was good too.
Yeah, Matchstick Men, where they were the con artists.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have National Treasure and Lord of War.
Yeah.
We don't talk about
Trade Center was amazing. We don't talk about the Wicker Man. Next was okay.
Next wasn't bad. Bangkok Dangerous was pretty good.
We don't talk about what?
The Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man.
If you've seen
I haven't seen that in ages.
If you haven't seen the original, I highly recommend watching the original first, so you can look at the sequel, like that one, and go, "How'd they fuck this up?"
You're too late for that.
And you should watch it after you watch the Cage version to realize that
Yeah,
it's
or you can
inferior.
yeah. And then if you really want to mess with your own head, then you watch Midsummer after that. And that's gonna be like 2.5 hours of
God.
your life.
I actually like Midsummer, except for the one scene with the old people
You know, that one
and the
has
cliff.
freaking special. It's like film effects the movie for a lot of it.
They got this poor kid high as a fucking kite.
But yeah, I actually, Midsummer is a mindfuck, but it is a fun trip along the way.
No, it's not.
I like it.
Midsummer is the one thing to where it's like, in all honesty, she probably would, it's like, is better off, but isn't better off. It's the whole thing of like, she basically let everyone manipulate her in a lot of ways because she was pushing to have her boyfriend be her rock, who didn't want to be her rock anymore and should have just manned the fuck up.
And broke up with her, yeah.
So that way her actual grieving process could legitimately start.
Mm-hmm.
To then kind of grieve, even though like her whole thing of like that her boyfriend cheated on her, the fucking village made it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was manipulated too, and they got him high as a kite.
Oh yeah.
Like he was not in his right mind, but she chooses him to die and spares the brother.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Hereditary
Well,
was
I
fucked
knew
up.
Go ahead,
I
Angela.
What?
knew that I was gonna say I knew that like the first time I watched Midsummer, I knew that, I mean, it was a horror movie, and I knew that that guy wanted her to go along because he was in love with her. That guy,
Mm-hmm.
the not her boyfriend guy,
Yeah.
that had invited them all to his Norwegian Sweetistan
Yeah.
village. You knew that he was in love with her.
Oh yeah. He definitely had a thing for her.
And I
Well,
was just
got her
like,
to kill her boyfriend.
he was taking her home to try to convince her to be
With him.
his girlfriend now.
And to become a part of their culture.
Yeah, exactly. It was literally, I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
And then going back to the Nicolas Cage stuff,
I'm your boyfriend now.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice was a fun movie.
Yes.
And then obviously Drive Angry was fun.
I swear to God, I wish they would have made a sequel.
I still haven't seen that. I wasn't. I wasn't here for that.
I'd recommend looking it up. It's a good. Seeking Justice was better than expected.
Yes. Bad Lieutenant was really good.
Yeah, Bad Lieutenant was pretty good. Trespass was fun.
I was here for that either.
You was here for Bad Lieutenant.
Yeah, Bad Lieutenant, Port of
Oh, that's
Orleans.
okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I remember.
And then Trespass was fun. That was a good movie with the way the whole thing went.
Oh yeah, because you thinking that she was cheating on him because you see the pictures and then you realize it's all in his fucking head.
Yeah,
that was wow.
Oh, and then him and freaking John Cusack in The Frozen Ground.
That one
for being based on a true story where they definitely took liberties was a good movie.
I'm going to say this. I know John Cusack. He was playing a role,
Mm-hmm.
but my God, he really does look like that fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's playing a role, but my fucking God.
He's a terrifying dude.
Yes.
Yeah, but he finally got to play a thing of where he wasn't always like the good guy or the boyfriend. But like I
Yeah,
said,
I mean, granted,
like Cage has had some stinkers and whatnot. But I mean, once it got to really to the 90s to the 2000s, he did not have many stinkers.
yeah.
Wait
It
until
was
we
some really
get
great ones.
closer to. Wait until we get closer to today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a working actor.
Yes.
And it also depends on like who the oh crap, like the
The
director is and the
director.
writers are.
Mm.
That under the right with the right director and the right script, Cage can turn shit into gold. Like look at remember we watched fucking Willy's Wonderland?
Oh, that was such a fun movie.
Exactly.
We're gonna do a
The
rewatch of
premise
that
is
when we get
shit.
to it.
Oh yeah,
I'm
it's
just
gonna be fucking amazing.
saying if he has the right director and the right script, he's not turning shit into gold. He's just having gold.
Look, I
Well,
mean,
it's
you're
the
right.
whole thing that Willy's Wonderland was supposed to be the original, from everything we know of, was supposed to be the original Five Nights at Freddy's movie
Mm-hmm.
that didn't get anything in there. So it's the whole thing of it's a animatronic horror movie before really too many of the other ones. There hadn't been as many and that had been brought up and everything. And it's just when you look at what it's supposed to be, it looks like it's just going to be a dumb movie, but it is a fun fucking ride.
It
My
was
head can
it
good.
was supposed to be Five Nights at Freddy's, except that they ended up losing the rights
Mm-hmm.
to the original movie and had to change the name. And when they had to change the name, they turned Cage was like, "You know what? I could turn around and play this completely silent."
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to play with that.
Well, in all reality, it would have
Again,
even made sense for Five Nights at Freddy's because if they're having him play the role as the security guard in the game,
he doesn't say anything.
the character doesn't talk.
But my head canon that it's Ghost Rider on vacation and he
No,
refuses to use his powers.
your hate cannon or not
My head canon.
head cannon,
Hate canon.
hate cannon.
My head
No, I was
canon.
thinking of the sequel to Drive Angry. I was like, no, that one wouldn't work. It would kind of work. The reason why they couldn't kill him is because he's already dead.
That's yeah. He, Devil gave him you go to the human world and bring back people that need to be brought back. Okay.
And he just has to check in with Finchner every now and again.
Yeah. Or you know what'd be even funnier? Like Fincher is his parole officer that he's dodging. Like Fincher knows he's doing his job because,
Mm-hmm.
but he refuses to check in. Like the terms he released was you check in.
Come on,
Okay,
man.
and
It's all you got to do is just reach out.
but it's fun this way.
I didn't want to talk.
Like I only call you when I need help.
I may have to. Never mind.
It's a good like, and trust me, you'll like it.
No,
it's a
I
really good one.
was about to comment on the noise that I have happening behind me.
I was gonna say it's been like an hour 45 already, so I think we're gonna call it here since we've basically stopped talking about this movie, Tokarev. Like I said, for some odd reason, only on IMDb. Got to make sure I'm not saying IMDS, the Internet Maintenance data system. I can't remember that whole thing. It's on there is Rage. It's everywhere else is Tokarev. Fun movie.
Yes.
If you've never seen it, go out, pick it up, have yourself your copy. It's fun. I did find it weird that for some odd reason that they were playing an actual guitar for playing Guitar Hero. But otherwise,
Yeah,
next
Was it
week,
an actual guitar? It looked like it was the
peripheral.
it had strings.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, it's like it looked like they didn't make sense because they were like, oh, we can't get like a Rock Band or Guitar Hero guitar.
But you can't get the license to use that property.
But that said,
yeah, in 2 weeks we'll be watching the movie Outcast with Cage and Hayden Christensen. And next week we'll be talking in the Void, and I should have something out of my gun channel. I haven't figured out which one I'm going to go with, or if I'm going to re-record to talk about my mouse guns.
Mouse guns.
Smaller guns.
Ooh.
We are going to get out of here. Have yourself a good week. It's the new year, first week of the new year. If you're going to get in the gym, hit the gym hard.
Eat, drink, be merry.
I can work on gymming later. Have a good good night. Be safe. See you next week for the Void.
Yep.
Later, folks.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.